Today we are going to start with our new chapter, that is energy. This is Faizan Kagbi and I welcome you all to our lecture series of basic mechanical engineering. So let's begin with our topic. Today we are going to study energy, then fuels, there is types of fuels, solid fuels, liquid fuels, then LPG, what is LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, and CNG, compressed natural gas. So let's begin with our first topic, energy. So what is energy? So we would say that energy is the ability to do work, right? According to our first law of thermodynamics, we can say that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to another form. Various types of energy we have already discussed during our chapter 1, that is chemical energy, kinetic energy, right? But over here we are going to classify based on sources of energy. So first is renewable energy and second type is non-renewable energy. So as the name itself suggests that renewable energy is obtained from a source that are not exhaustible, which means the energy which can be renewed again once it is utilized. Okay, so these sources are also called non-conventional energy sources. Okay, now next, non-renewable energy. So as the name itself suggests, the energy which cannot be renewed once it is utilized. Okay, so it is obtained from conventional fossil fuel such as coal, oil, gas, etc. They have been used for several decades. Even now we are using this non-renewable energy, that is for example petrol and diesel, crude oil basically, right? They cannot be used continuously, therefore these sources are also called exhaustible source of energy. So this is very simple, renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Now let's see our next topic, that is fuels. So in fuels, first type is called solid fuels. So a fuel is defined as a combustible substance containing carbon as a major constituent which is able to produce large amount of heat that can be used for domestic and industrial purpose. The main solid fuels are wood, peat, lignite coal and charcoal. So we know that types of coal according to the grades, that is we have several types of coals, bituminous coal, anthracite coal, then lignite coal. So based on a characteristic we would say that every type of a coal has certain calorific value. Now coals are also referred as a low grade energy source. Why? Because some portion of coal always remain unburned. Okay, combustion doesn't take place completely. Even all the types of fuel doesn't have a complete combustion, but specifically coal has a more amount of unburned portion remaining. Okay, now let's see further. That is first type, let us see wood. So this is not considered as a commercial fuel, however it is still being used as a fuel for cooking and heating purpose. Then after peat. So it is a mixture of moisture and decayed vegetable matter. It burns fully without smoke. It is generally used as a fuel for gas producer plants. Then after coal, as we have discussed, that it includes all forms of coal from lignite to anthracite, bituminous and all, which are formed from peat in the earth crust due to pressure and heat over a period of times, millions of years ago. Now its carbon content and heating value is higher than peat, but even then they are considered as a low grade fuel. Charcoal. It is prepared by a dry distillation of wood. When the wood is burned with insufficient air, the volatile matter is reduced and leaves behind charcoal as a residue. It has no sulfur content and it can burn easily without smoke. It has a calorific value of 25,500 kilojoule per kg. So these are the values which you need to keep in mind. That is, the most important point is that it doesn't have a sulfur content present in it, and how it is prepared. So it is prepared by dry distillation of wood. Okay. Now let's see further. Next is coke. So it is obtained by destructive distillation of soft coals in closed chamber in absence of air so that coal decomposes thermally. This process is known as carbonization. Now this topic is already studied in your 10th standard, right? So this is basically a revision time. Okay, so you need to keep this in mind that how it is obtained. It is obtained by destructive distillation of soft coal in closed chamber in absence of air. Okay. Now next type of fuel is liquid fuels. So these fuels includes the natural fuels like crude oil, that is from that petroleum we can say, and artificially prepared fuel like tar, alcohols. Liquid fuels are hydrocarbon chains. Advantages. Now what are the advantages? So we would say that it has high calorific value, it is easy to store and it occupies less space. Easy to control and handle. Changes in load in power plant can easily be met. Elimination of wear and tear of great parts in steam power plant. Combustion losses are comparatively lower if we compare with solid fuels. As we know that solid fuels are low grade fuels, and this type of fuels are considered as a high grade fuel. Why? Because it has a higher calorific value. That is, amount of heat energy evolved in liquid fuels are much higher compared to its subsequent. Okay. Now next we need to see gaseous fuels. So gaseous fuel includes natural gas, and these are prepared gas of fixed composition like methane, ethylene, that is ethane, etc. Most of the natural gas is found in the upper part of oil or gas wells. It consists of mainly methane with small quantities of ethane, propane and higher hydrocarbons. Now what are the advantages of gaseous fuels? So we would say that combustion of these fuels can be controlled to the desired level. It is quite cheaper, that is economical in consumption compared to petrol and diesel, and even it provides less content of smoke and ashes. Almost this smoke and ashes are eliminated. System is neat and clean in appearance, and transportation is also quite easier. Next let us see LPG, that is called liquefied petroleum gas. So liquefied petroleum gas mainly are propane and butane gas, and these are obtained from oil and gas wells. During the refining process of petroleum, considerable amount of propane and butane is produced. Propane gas liquefied at a pressure of 8.8 bar and butane gas liquefied at 2.1 bar at atmospheric temperature, that is at STP condition. Okay, so these are the values which you need to keep in mind. Next point, the liquefied gas can be stored in steel cylinders, and these are used for domestic and industrial applications. These gases have high calorific value, and LPG can serve as a fuel in petrol engine used in cars and buses. So we know that gas cylinders are also installed in our vehicles, that is cars, buses, specifically to reduce the cost of fuel. Alright, these are comparatively cheaper. Okay, it produces less pollutant, and even CNG, compressed natural gas, is used as a fuel. Now LPG is specifically used for a domestic purpose, that is liquefied petroleum gas is used in our homes for gas stoves, right, for cooking purpose. Okay, now let's see further. Next is CNG, that is even called as a compressed natural gas. When the natural gas is compressed, it is called CNG, compressed natural gas. It is stored and distributed in hard containers at a pressure of 20 to 25 megapascal, and usually in a cylindrical or spherical shapes. CNG can be used to run automobiles. CNG conversion kits are used to convert petroleum driven cars into CNG driven cars. That, as we have discussed, that even we are using a CNG kit which are installed in our cars to reduce the cost of fuel. Okay, it is lighter than air and disappears quickly when released, that is when exhausted from the engine. Okay, next point, advantages we have to see. Its maintenance cost is lower compared to hydrocarbon fuels, that is petrol and diesel powered vehicles. CNG fuel systems are sealed, preventing fuel losses from evaporation. CNG mixes easily and evenly with air. And another advantage is that pollution creation is also less. So we would say that less pollution and more efficiency is obtained by using compressed natural gas as a fuel. It increases life of a lubricating oil. Okay friends, so I hope that you are clear with the contents of this topic. That is, today we have discussed what is energy, types of energy, then what is fuel, then types of fuels, that is solid fuel, liquid fuel and gaseous fuels. Then after we have seen liquefied petroleum gas and compressed natural gas. So usually in exam, a short note is asked in 2 to 3 marker. Okay, that what is CNG, write a short note on CNG and LPG. Then write define non-renewable energy and renewable energy, and what is conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. So this type of questions are usually asked from this chapter. So in today's session, we are keeping up till here. In our next session, we will see various types of energies, that is tidal energy, then hydel energy, okay, that is thermal and non-thermal energies. So till then, stay tuned and thank you all.